Today I am going to take class on the format of balance sheet of non-profit organization, not-for-profit organizations. Not-for-profit organizations, as you know, not intended for making profit. The organizations that are not intended towards making profit are known as non-profit organizations. The balance sheet, as you know, it's a statement showing the financial position of a organization or a firm on the closing year, the year ending, that is 31st March. There is a liability column and an asset column and two amount column depicting the liabilities and the asset in the balance sheet. So first of all, we have to write the name of the organization. Before drawing the balance sheet, we have to first write the name of the organization. Then which date we have to prepare the balance sheet. The balance sheet of and as on date asset, balance sheet of the Pi brothers, for example, balance sheet of Pi brothers, asset 31st March 2020. Likewise, we have to write the heading. First, we come to the liability side. The first item is capital fund. Usual capital. Capital is the amount that a person invests in the business. Capital fund. So first, capital fund, we have to make a short heading. In this capital fund, there will be several items coming under it. I will discuss what are the items. Last year's balance. If there is any capital in the previous year, that amount. We have to write all these amounts in the inner column because we have to do some adjustments regarding it. Then add capitalized incomes. If we have received any capitalized incomes, we have to add these incomes in the last year's capital fund balance. So first one, as you can see, donation. Donation is the amount that a firm receives from a person, that we receive from a person or a firm by way of gift. If the amount is small, we include it in the income and expenditure account. If the amount is a little bit bigger, then we include it in the liability side of the balance sheet only, that amount. Then the entrance fees. Entrance fees is the amount that is collected from the members. Like in the case of previous thing, if the amount is big, it is included in the balance sheet. If the amount is small, it is included in the income and expenditure account. As to say, if the amount is below 1000 rupees, then it is included in the income and expenditure account. If it is more than that, we have to include it in the balance sheet. Legacies. Legacies is the amount that is collected as per the will of the deceased person. So it is a one-time amount received and it is to be included in the liability side of the balance sheet. Life membership fees. Sometimes the members are given life membership if they pay the pay their amount for becoming the member in lump sum amount, that is full amount. So that lifetime membership fees. Lifetime member, it's only collected once, so it is to be included in the liability side of the balance sheet under the heading capital fund. Then after that, add surplus. Surplus is the balancing amount from the income and expenditure account. Balancing figure. If the credit side of the income and expenditure account is more than the debit side, we get the surplus amount. That surplus is we have to add the amount less deficit. If it is the opposite of it, if the debit side is more than the credit side of the income and expenditure account, that is deficit. We have to less the amount. Same as in the case of profit and loss. Actually, in a normal balance sheet, we add profit to capital and we less the loss from the capital, like that one. And after this, doing these calculations, we will write the final figure in the amount column. Then the next item is the special fund donation. If we get donation for any specific purpose, like construction of building, etc., that is meant by special fund donation. Then the first item is last year's balance. Then add receipt for the item if any capital fund is received in the current year, that one. Income arising from the fund. If any income, like in the case of tournament fund, if any income is received regarding tournament, that we have to add it. And if there is any expenses is regarding the tournament, we have to less the amount. Then the net amount has to be written in the amount column. Then creditors for purchase, normal creditors, bank overdraft. If we withdraw the amount much more than the amount in the account, that is known as bank overdraft. Outstanding expenses, expenses that is remained unpaid in the accounting year. We have to make payment, but we have not made payment yet. That is a liability. Income received in advance. Then there is no more item in the liability side. Coming to the asset side, asset last year's balance, if any, then add additional asset purchased, less book value of the asset sold, then less depreciation. Depreciation is the diminishing value of the asset due to wear and tear, passage of time, etc. Then we get the closing balance. We have to write it in the amount column. Expenditure stock items means items relating to stationery, balls, bat, etc. First item coming under is last year's balance. Add purchase if we have purchased anything, less value consumed during the current year. Used during the current year. It is this value consumed is to be shown in the income and expenditure account, and also we have to less it from the concerned item in the asset side of the balance sheet. Then we get the closing balance. Then the cash, bank account, and fixed deposits. Accrued income earned but not received. The last year's balance received in the current year. Any income received in the current year, we have to less because it is related to the previous year. We have received the income in the current year only. We have to less that item. Then accrued for the current year, that we have to add. The total amount should be shown in the amount column. Then prepaid expenses, like advance expenses. Income received in advance, like prepaid expenses. We have made payment in advance. Then there is no more items. We have to balance it. Hope you understand.